What up, Jam fans, and welcome to Jam Talk. Another conversation about things that we like to talk about and share with you.
That's right.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about mission stories.
Okay, so for those of you that do not know, we are members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
AKA Mormon.
Well, I'm not Mormon. Mormon's been dead for like thousands of years.
So many people will not understand that.
Read the book, man. No, just kidding. Well, no, seriously, read it. But okay,
It's good, but this...
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, well, awkward. Okay.
Anyways, so...
Part of being a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is you typically serve missions. And that's where you go out 2 years and share the beliefs of the church.
And it's all voluntary.
Yeah. Spread the message of Jesus Christ. And so it's 2 years where you're dedicating your life and time to preaching and helping people and serving people.
You email or write your family once a week, and you either call or Skype them twice a year.
Yeah. So you're separating yourselves and just throwing your life into service.
You are entirely into this.
Yeah, it's entirely voluntary. A lot of people feel, I guess, pressured into doing things like that, but that wasn't the case for us. We felt like it's not something that you're pressured into doing. That's not the way it is.
It's supposed to be that it's up to you. Mm-hmm. It's up to you, and it's really a spiritual thing.
Yeah. But it makes some really great stories, because over this 2 years, It's like your first time out on your own. You are spending 24/7 with your companion, your partner missionary that's out working with you, and you just see and hear some crazy stuff and do fun things. So
as missionaries, I want to start this off. Typically, the members of the church will often feed you a meal, once a day type thing.
The local congregation will pass around sign-up sheets and volunteer to feed you.
To feed you. I got fed breakfast a few times. I don't know about you, but
that's pretty cool.
Did you get fed breakfast?
Yeah, every once in a while, special occasion.
One guy's I know you guys don't get breakfast very often, so you should come over to my place for breakfast, and I'm gonna cook. What do you want? I'll cook anything you want. It was great.
It's Captain Crunch.
I don't care. You're making us breakfast. This is awesome.
Yeah.
But usually it'd be a dinner meal. Sometimes they take you out for lunch, but usually more traditionally a dinner thing.
Yeah.
But there was this. So missionaries are poor. We don't have very much. That's why we're fed often, because we don't actually have the money to support ourselves.
These are people right out of high school, maybe first year college.
Yeah, we're given a sum of money to use a month. You can't stack up. It's you get that money for that month, and that's it. So we had this lady, a Spanish lady, in our church. She didn't speak much English at all.
Really?
Hardly anything. She was really nice, but she gave us expired foods.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Just tons of expired foods. So it's oh, gee, thanks. So we're getting bread that's about to go moldy in a day and stuff like that. So, we were told never go to her house to actually eat dinner, because her food is very unsanitary. No.
Oh, okay. I was
no. We had heard stories about missionaries who had, and they'd gotten sick. What we did, though, is we would get all this stuff, and then we'd throw over half of it out. It was such a waste, but we couldn't tell her we won't take it. Not only would that be kind of rude, but it was hard to tell her because she didn't speak English very well. We had problems communicating with her regularly.
You're no bueno food.
I tested this, actually. It's kind of mean, but I tested how well she could understand English by randomly throwing things that made no sense in my conversation. One time I'm talking about something, and then I just throw in something about a fish. And then she'd be like, yeah. I'm like,
oh, that's not nice.
and then my companion would be like, oh, Max wants to answer this one, and like throw it on me.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, he loves that. Like she offered us to give us some sweaters once because it's cold out. You guys need sweaters, so she brings out these 2 hideous sweaters.
Awesome.
And she's like, oh, Elder Larson likes the yellow one.
So speaking of language barriers, I've got to share the story.
Okay.
This is one I've told Max before, but this is such a good story. So I had a companion who was from Mexico City, and we did a thing called language study in the morning, just so he could get better at learning English. English was a second language. He spoke it really well. He was actually very good.
Right.
But there was this one time we sat down for a language study, and he's like, I need some help with pronunciation of words. So he writes words like on the board like thorough and through, that you're like, okay, that kind of makes sense why that's confusing. Thorough and through kind of look the same. But then he's like, okay, so how about this one? And he writes up on the board, he's like, Juice. Juice. And then he writes Jews. Juice. Juice. They're the same thing. and I'm like, so I then proceeded for the next like 10 minutes to try and explain the pronunciation difference between Jews and juice. And I was like, it's like an S noise for juice, and like an ooze, like with a Z. And he's like, juice. You aren't saying the same thing. he was getting like so frustrated. And I was like, Elder, I just think you're going to have to listen for the context. If somebody hands you a cup of juice, it's not a group of religious people. It's not a group of Jewish people. That was one of the funniest moments ever. It was a good time.
So there was this, remember, we went to this house like every Monday night for games. They invited us to almost every Monday night.
Like a family night?
Yeah, like a family night type thing. We
Cool.
play like Settlers of Catan and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
And this one night he's telling us about this website that you can have 2 numbers call each other. And he's telling us the story about how he had this one missionary call like the mission president, and they both called each other. So they're thinking that they're getting a call from each other. It doesn't really work that well if one person doesn't pick up. They answer, and it's like someone's voicemail, and you're like, what the heck? But one time, we had these missionaries in our area who kept pranking us for things.
Okay.
And so we're like, all right, we're going to get them. And we have them, and the mission presidents, we throw their numbers in together, and you can listen to the whole conversation. Unfortunately, unfortunately they didn't answer any of the times we dropped. Well, they answered. The mission president didn't. He was really bad at answering his phone, apparently, because he didn't answer anything. We tried this on multiple occasions. But I'm sure that, like, the elders over there are very confused. Like, why does the mission president keep calling us?
He keeps calling us. Why?
This is so weird. Like, oh man, did we do something wrong?
And then he never calls back.
Exactly.
Oh. So I've got to share. This is a silly story.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was serving in an area by Idaho Falls in Idaho, and we had heard. So there's these groups of missionaries called districts, and I was the district leader. So that meant I was with. I had several companionships report to me on how they were doing in their area. They would just kind of like tell me how things are going and how they're doing and how the people they're working with are doing. And so they would report to me, I guess. So we, as a group, on P Day, which is preparation day, Monday, which is a day that you like go shopping and do all the stuff you need to prepare for the week. But it's also a day where you can go and do like more recreational type stuff. Someone in our group, in our district, had heard that there was this cool cave that you could get to that was like way
Ice
awesome.
cave?
it was like, it was just a big, huge cave.
Cave, okay.
And it was called like 40 Mile Cave. They weren't even sure of the name, but the person that had told them about it, the local that had told them about it, like just talked it up so much. And they're like, yeah, you just go out this way. So we went on one preparation day, and we found a cave, and they talked to the person after, and the person's like, oh no, that's not that cave. It's past that one. I'm like, okay. So a month later, for one of our preparation days, we were like, let's go find this cave. So we went, not only with our district this time, but with our zone, which is like 2 or 3 districts.
So a ton of missionaries.
A ton of missionaries. So we had, not the whole, everybody came, but most of the sister missionaries came. And then me.
Including your wife, right?
Yes. So my wife was, I mean, we weren't married at the time. We were just friends.
I'd hope not.
Yeah. But she was one of the missionaries in my district. And so we go and drive out to the spot, and we're like, this has got to be the turnoff right here. And we're out in the middle of nowhere, like seriously middle of nowhere. And we turn off on this road, and we start going, and it had just rained the day before.
Oh, no.
And I, in my bravery and zeal, was like, oh, lead the caravans. We had 4 cars, and we are driving, and my car gets stuck. I'm driving a Chevy Malibu, and I'm stuck in the mud. That is not a off-roading car, and we have taken it off-roading, and I'm stuck in the mud. And so we get the car out. Me and my companion, we push it, and we have several people. And a lot of the missionaries were like, okay, this isn't a good idea. And they were like, we're hungry, we're going to go get food and stuff. So they kind of bail. So we have...
You're just stuck there by yourself? They just left you with the car that's
No,
stuck?
no, it wasn't stuck. We got it unstuck.
Oh, okay.
And
I'm
they
like,
left at that point.
That's
So
lame.
we still had 2 cars and 5 missionaries there. And so we're like, whoa, we can keep going. So we go, and we get stuck again later down the road.
Oh my gosh.
And we're like, oh my goodness, this... And I'm like, no, we can get the car out of this. So we're doing this like rocking back and forth, back up, go forward, back up, go forward, and then we get out of it. Okay? And so we're like, we can do this. The cave has got to be really close at this point. We've been on this road for a while. And so we decide, let's go a little bit farther and see if we can find this cave. So I've got 2 elders in the car with me, and then there are the 2 sister missionaries, one of them being my wife, driving behind us. And we're all like, yeah, we're going to find this. We were very, like, we wanted to find this cave so bad. And so we're going. And I remember driving up to this thing, and it looks like a lot of mud. And my companion's like, Elder, you've got to gun it. You've just got to go. We're going to make it through. And I'm like, okay. And then I chickened out last minute, so I hit the brakes, but it's too late. I'm sliding, and I ended up in the middle of this huge mud puddle. It was the length of like 4 cars.
Oh my god.
Just, and the tires are buried. Like we are touching the mud with the bottom of the car, and we're like, oh no, oh gosh. We were stuck there for 3 hours. We had no cell service because we were in the middle of nowhere. And all 3 of us were like putting shrubbery and stuff, and we finally got the car out after 3 hours. I'll have to show a picture of it because it was like...
Probably so muddy at that point, too.
Oh my, we were all like caked in mud. We drove the car back, and it was like... because it had so much mud underneath. We took it to the repair shop, and the guy at the repair shop's like, missionaries, what were you guys doing in this car? There was so much mud caked on. He's like, you said you got stuck in the mud? We're like, yeah, we were in the mountains looking for a cave. He's like, okay. Because it was so bad. And he's like, yeah, I cleaned it up and you're all good to go. So we didn't hurt the car in the end. Actually, we completely balded one of the tires. So we didn't hurt the car, we hurt a tire.
Oh my gosh.
It was flat, like no lines on the tire because we had burnt it in the mud.
Oh.
So, you know,
long story.
Yeah, don't take a Malibu into the mountains.
So I got my Jeep.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Yes. It was a good time. Fun memories. Missions are great.
As always, like if you like.
Share if you care.
And subscribe for more awesomeness.